Hello, Verla.
Hello. Hello, Bob.
You had considerable success with hypnosis.
Yes, yes.
How many years ago was that?
That would be 5 years ago.
Okay. And how many sessions of hypnosis did you take at that time?
I took quite a few. I don't remember exactly. I lost quite a bit of weight when I took hypnosis before, maybe 30 or 40 pounds, and I had cancer, and I had a serious case of colon cancer where my colon had ruptured and I was very ill, and it was even debatable whether I was going to live through the operation or not.
Wow.
But I wasn't debating, the doctors were debating that. And I did, and then I started to recover, and as I recovered, I started to gain weight. And they were very happy. It was a good sign, the medical people, that I was recovering. However, I have recovered so much that I can't get in some of my clothes, and I'm here to turn the clock back a bit on this marvelous recovery.
All right. Well, unfortunately, you've also recovered a lot of the weight. Not just good health.
I meant the marvelous recovery and excessive weight. I'm really not motivated enough, I guess. I don't know what it is.
Well, I don't know. You know, a lot of people, like yourself, feel that the reason they can't lose weight is that they're not motivated. And I would say yes and no. You are motivated to lose the weight, but at the same time, a part of you is motivated to keep the weight on.
I'd agree.
What physical activities do you do?
I do table tennis primarily because that's my passion. I really like that. I thought that would be good for my body, and I thought it's a lot of fun. I get a lot of laughs and a lot of fun.
And you really have excelled in that, eh? Like
I have 68 medals.
68 medals.
And trophies. Some of them are little trophies.
So are you sort of at the top of your age category, or have you won age category?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes I can find competitors who are better than I am.
Right, okay.
I went to Australia and I found most of the people there competing in the Masters games were better than I was.
Okay.
But I played some successful games and sets, but no medals.
Okay. How often, you told me something quite interesting. I remember you said you played about 2 hours of table tennis a day or something like that.
Right, yeah. 10 a week.
10 a week?
10 a week.
Wow.
At this time, yeah.
You're doing Tai Chi on what days? Tai Chi?
Wednesdays, and I do yoga.
Okay.
I do meditation, which is actually, because of the meditator, it's half yoga. And so it's another yoga session, and I do some aerobics.
I'd like to describe for people who don't know, who may be watching today's video with Verla Boyle, who is about to take her second hypnosis session with me, that meditation is actually a very similar mental state to hypnosis, to hypnotic state. The two feel quite similar. The major difference, I believe, is that in hypnosis, someone else is directing your mind and inputting suggestions that they feel will be helpful in the achievement of your goal. Attaining the feeling, the emotional state that produces success. In other words, all of us have stress in our lives. All of us sometimes feel time crunched, pressure, etc. And then we drop our goals because we don't have enough time. Hypnosis has to create a sense of calmness. So it has to actually add to your week, even though the hours haven't been added. You have to feel that there's more hours been added to your week, because it helps you become a calmer person. Things like that. Okay?
I've noticed that this week. I listened to the tape 5 times.
Right.
Which was a lot for me.
Right.
I sat there for 2 or 3 days, and then I thought I got to catch up and I have to do this. But having listened to it, I was happy to listen to it again and again and again, because I know that I'm having difficulty with my goal.
What time of the morning was that, approximately?
2 or 3.
Okay. You just woke up feeling a bit hungry? Or bored, or how do you describe it?
I don't know if I was hungry or not. Let me see. Yeah, restless.
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 Well, you know, I think that is a place where we might do an intervention. Why? Because, you see, on the surface, Vera, you would say that that was, what caused me to eat was I was restless, but you're not peeling away the layers of that feeling. That's just the top. That's not really the underlying feeling or stimulus. You're covering up something, in other words, is what I'm saying. And that's the problem, because people very often will submerge their feelings in food. So they won't know what...
Yeah, and it makes you feel happy.
Yes.
It's not as happy as what you're getting away from. You're covering up, and it makes you feel happy.
Yeah. But why are you afraid of making a commitment? Just ask.
Oh, because I had a really bad marriage.
Okay, so now we get down to...
I had a really bad marriage.
You had a bad marriage, okay. So you...
In fact, I usually don't talk about it because it upsets me even to mention it.
Okay. Underneath that restlessness that she was referring to, if we were to go, because it's funny how we got from the restlessness to this, it's not just coincidence. That some of the emotion that she's been bearing, okay, that's trying to, in my opinion, through my experience, that Verla and many others have been trying to deny and numb and bury, is situations like that. Very painful emotions that can come from being in a bad marriage. The weight, I've often seen, it may be happening in Verla, I don't know yet, but the weight that Verla may be carrying is really just a source of protection. It's, in a sense, it's a way of
saying stay away.
Of saying stay away.
Yeah.
To men. Hi, I'm Dr. Bob, and I've been just talking to Verla Boyle. The first feeling that she elaborated on was, oh, well, Verla said to me, I wake up sometimes. She did. She woke up 2, 3 in the morning to go down to the kitchen and start snacking. And I said, well, what was the feeling? She said, restlessness. But the restlessness was never really, that was the, as I said, was just the tip of the iceberg. That wasn't the real strong feeling inside that was really bothering her. As though there was enough to get her to go down to the kitchen, though, to lose that, to sort of bury herself in the food, bearing a lot of pain. As she said, it's a very painful situation. She was trapped in an abusive marriage for quite a few years, and it still gets to her. And when it gets to her, when that either anger or resentment, hatred comes out, whatever it may be, it may even come out in her sleep sometimes. She dreams about it. Then suddenly she'll wake up, and that will trigger a desire to eat, for comfort, for solace, to regain her peace of mind. However, that eating, emotional eating, as you know out there, is unwanted calories and makes you overweight. Okay, so we begin to see that weight is not all about food. It's what's causing people to go for food. It's the triggers, the emotional or mental states that that unconsciously, shall we say, trigger people's appetites. Okay, and so these are the things that people are not discussed at all. But without it, they're just sort of going to be waiting in the corner, and they will eventually come back to haunt a person. I've seen people lose tons of weight, but by sweeping these things under the table, not dealing with their feelings and their issues, they never die. So they're dormant for a while. People are so happy they've lost the weight, and then a similar situation happens. Something threatens them. Their confidence is they lost weight. Men, example, if it's a men issue, they're suddenly getting more male attention, and suddenly they feel vulnerable again. And their subconscious wisely gets them to eat again, so that they can go back into a comfortable state. And I'll be going to this more in depth, and you'll see why, as I've written in my book, losing weight is not just about food. It's about how you see yourself, how you feel about yourself. It's about your emotional growth, your maturity, your strength.